Well, my father never loved me. He lived his life his own way. Well, my father never loved me.
1 2 1 2. Oh no.
He lived his life his own way.
1 2 1 2. Is that good? Probably turn that down a little bit now. Yeah, that might be better. All right. Hello everyone. Welcome back to part 2 of mixing. Hello. Yeah, this is part 2 of this series. This is going to be a much quicker one because I have to go to a wedding today. Well, this afternoon, in like maybe in an hour or something around like that. So I'm going to try and just do the bass. And I don't think we got to do the shakers last time either, did we? So we'll do shakers and bass today. And we'll kind of just see how it goes. We don't know. I was just trying to get the levels right there. Sorry if that was like hella weird, but alrighty, let's get stuck in. So last time we did drums, we actually finished the drums and they sound pretty good. I also did turn it up for you guys this time so you could actually hear everything better. Just because I've realised it was quite quiet last time, so I boosted the sound for you guys. There's a good amount of low end there, and actually I wanted to do, got to put this back to this. Go. Just because I don't want that overload to start happening. So drums sound really good. Let's move on to the shakers and try and get them level with the drums because so let's go like here. There's just a shaker. I'm just gonna pan them to make this sound a bit bigger. Yeah, so I'm just trying to get the levels of both of them so they're quite equal. So that there, let's do this. So one thing that I would highly recommend doing instead of just doing automation with volume is get a gain. Then you don't have this thing moving up and down all the time. You can actually just gain it here. So you go here, go to gain, check it here, and we want to bring this whole thing down a little bit more. Significantly louder. Depends how long for. And come to around here, and we'll just bring this down. Maybe that might be a bit too much. Or not actually, that's actually quite It's feeling good to me. We can also change the volume as well. So usually when you do automation with just the volume, you can't like bring the whole thing down here because it will automatically go back. Now I can actually adjust this still. I actually might bring this down 2 more dB. Can't tell if that's just me or that sounds fine. Cool. So I'll just do a basic EQ and I'll compress it all together. It's around 300 because it's literally not. Not much mids going on. I'm going to take out a little bit of this kind of just before 1K. And just to save time, I'm going to pop it over here. A bit brighter there. Then we'll add 11 equalizer. There's some mids going on there, sort of boxiness. That's sounding fine. It's quite easy. It's just like boosting those little higher frequencies. I just want to check what this would sound like with it because too much, but maybe adding a bit more presence there. That's quite nice. Sitting like right at the top. Yeah, that's cool. And then we'll I'll probably add a, not probably, I will add a reverb. Probably, what is that? I haven't really used the large ones because I remember them being like super. Yeah, just literally. Yeah. Not. Maybe the small one would work better, like the thing with this. That's better. Yeah, that sounds quite nice. And see, with the shaker, I'm not doing too much to it because you don't need to do too much. Like, simplicity is probably the best thing when it comes to mixing, because if you do too much, it can start to sound a bit, crazy. That's why with snare, I'll like snare, and especially these toms, because these one had a lot of bleed. Snare is really the only thing that I had a lot of plugins on, because that's not even a lot. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 6 plugins. That's not that much. But with EQ especially, the more you add, which is why I don't add a lot of EQs, maximum 2. But the more EQs you add, you could get delay, etc. So you just want to be careful with plugins and having too many. So, but I like how that's sitting. That's sitting well for me with the drums at the moment. Might bring it down maybe a little bit more. But we want those shakers to be quite high in that point where they're going a bit crazy, because that's kind of, I think everything else dives off and then it's just shaker. So we'll keep them pretty present, but not too much. Okay, let's actually go onto the bass now. Let's just see this here. Where do we want to loop? We just loop this massive section here. We're just not getting a boring loop the whole time. Let's go around like here. And we'll so I kind of explained this in the last episode, but the reason why I've got low, high, and amp. Well, first of all, there is a bass amp, so we want that bass amp. Anyway, low and high. What I like to do is, I'll kind of show you this now. Is I'll get an EQ, and for the lows, I'll cut, because the kick's probably sitting at around 40-50 hertz. This kick anyway is. Will come to around 60 hertz here. That's basically cutting nearly around everything, because it's a curve, cutting most things all the way to 60 hertz. And then we'll also bring a low pass filter and bring this, let's use that, bring this to 200, because this is where all the lows are happening, all in this part. So we will only want to do this, and we won't EQ the bass individually. We won't cut mids, boost high mids, etc., boost lows. We're just going to do that, and we'll EQ the whole thing in the bus afterwards. This makes my life much easier. So you'll kind of hear, if I'll turn this off, this is what the bass sounds like before. Low one. After. So we're just getting those lows. And that's all we want from this bass. And we'll add a compressor on here as well, just to keep it, just to, like, they'll be in this bass, there'll be parts where parts are either really loud or really quiet from how they're picking or plucking the strings. So we kind of want to tame that by having everything the same. So I'll bring out this compressor here. That's my usual, because it's really easy to use. We'll do a 3-to-1, 0.6 seconds, and we'll kind of just get it to around here, and then we'll see how much reduction, or there might not be any reduction. We'll kind of see what happens, but that's probably all right. We're not going to squash it too much, because we're going to bring some back. Sorry, give me 1 second, everyone. Getting a message. Quite important. Okay. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. Done. Okay. Okay, here we go. Right. Sorry about that. So there we go. we've got all these. I'll kind of see if we can see any peaks. I mean, to be fair, see like this, kind of like this little thing. I mean, it's not massive, but there are like little things like this is quieter than this one. So we kind of want everything to be quite level, especially hitting. I know there's the one chord, something like this. There's a bigger peak here. Some of these are the little ones. So we kind of just want to even everything out. So it sounds really tight. And then what else do I do on the lows? I used to add 2 compressors, but I feel like this is just a bit too much, just squashing it a lot. To be honest, that's all I'll really do is I'll put EQ, compressor, super simple, and then we'll do the opposite on the highs. So what I'll do here, except for the compression, I'll add a channel EQ. Come to here now, I'll go to 200. This is the crossover thing that I was talking about in the last episode. So we'll take everything out from 200 and we'll probably come to around 6k here because we don't need anything there. And it's just those mids and highs. Mostly mids. It smells smoke. And now, yeah, we'll add a compressor. Mono, of course. Do the same moves. So we'll do that 3 to 1 there. You can hear more of the peaks now. See, look, and you can actually see it on this thing. Look, and it goes up there. You can kind of hear that. So we want to destroy that basically and stop that, which is why. And you might be thinking, oh, it's distorting a little bit in this. So I'm just going to check the levels here because I know this bass is significantly quieter, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, give me 2 secs. I'm going to boost this. Just turn that bass off for you guys. So the high one, yeah, the distortion kind of distortion might be hearing in some of the notes. It will work out fine because this bass amp we're going to do pretty much the same EQ, similar compression, but we're also going to add distortion, and we're going to bring that in because this is obviously a rock / metal track thing. So so we don't really have to worry about it. It will kind of sound, we'll get it to, and we'll boost specific things, cut specific things on the main bus in a minute. So that's all I'll do for that. Let's go to here and we'll do this around 200. Hit this down 6k, wasn't it? There you go. Let's actually just turn this up. Let's do this again. Similar moves. That feels good to me. It might not be the same, but the other ones. But what's this? 6.2. And now I will add, because I actually do really like this Logic one, and you guys might be like, oh, it's Logic, it's not good. It is good, in my opinion, for this. I'm going to add a stomp box, and I'm going to go to distortion. I think it's the grit one, isn't it? Yeah, it is the grit one. So, oh, this is going to be loud, isn't it now? Better. Just adding some of that in the mid range. Just So yeah, adding some more stuff. I'll just turn that up for you guys a little bit. So it's a little bit too loud. And then I actually might just put that instead. See what this sounds like. Yeah. There we go. There's a better picture there, so we'll do brown. I might also add we'll go, yeah, we'll add it. Just give some more emphasis on it. Now I'm just going to take all of them down. And then we'll start doing things, start blending things now. Cool. I think that's feeling good for me. Okay, so now to really get that punchiness of the bass, we'll add how loud is the drums with this now? 1 2 1 2, yep, cool. So now we'll add that EQ that we had before, the 11. And what we'll do now is we'll kind of just cut this to around 60 hertz. Grab this, we'll boost around 100. Got some unwanted mids. Got some more mids around the 800. Now we'll look for some upper mids. We're literally getting nothing there. So we'll just cut all of that stuff. Now let's do 2 EQs, not EQs. Compressors. I want to do just a small 3-to-1, and then I want to have a very aggressive one. 20-to-1. And then I'll probably add this sub. We'll come to the iBase. 260 hertz here. Go, adding some more low end. And I love to use here the heat wave. Adds that mid-range again. Come on, some more.
Hadn't been
I should have actually put this first because this makes this bass sound huge. So what this does is it basically, so we've got 3 mono tracks, and we want it to sound big and fitting in the mix. I love to sterilize it. Maybe put it into. We'll kind of see how it goes, because this one kind of makes it really wide. This one kind of separates it into 2 sections, if I'm right. So we'll kind of just listen out and see how we go. This one sounds better. Giving some extra stuff. Kind of want to see. Add another one of these. And then what I like to do afterwards is I just like to take it down and then bring it back up in the mix to fit with the drums, because they sound good now, but I feel like if I another context of it. So let's just cool. I think that sounds pretty good together. How are we doing for time? 30 minutes. Okay. Maybe we could move on to. No, I don't think so. I don't think I have enough time to do all that. This is what we got so far, not mixed electric or anything.
his life is on. Well, my father never loved me. Lived his life his own way. I was raised up in the South.
I'm actually, do you know what? I'm gonna quickly go get I forgot what headphones they were. I'm just gonna get some other headphones real quick, just to compare something. So I'll be back in like 2 seconds. Give me wrong one. Give me 2 seconds, everyone. I was on mute the whole time. These are the headphones. Really good headphones. Definitely recommend getting them. Let's just check everything real quick. My door's going crazy. Wind. Hold on. Yeah, they're good. They're good. In context of the mix, this sounds really good. Yeah, cool. For only doing drums, shakers, and bass, it's come along together really well. But that's probably all we've got to do today because I don't have a lot of time on my hands. So sorry to goes down there, but we'll carry on this segment. Maybe even tonight. I might carry on the rest after this wedding. So yeah, thank you guys for your support on these first few. Well, the first one came out like 2 days ago, something like that, or a day ago. So thanks for your support on that. Hope you're enjoying these videos and these mixing tutorials. Kind of tutorials. What I basically do. Yeah, like, subscribe, follow my Instagram. It's in the description. Yeah, we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks, guys.